Today's guest is Vijender, a tech leader turned founder who ditched 9-to-5 job just to make something impactful. With 20 plus years in the game, he's now shaping future with Alumnx AI Labs. His focus, making AI practical, accessible and career ready. From corporate to career mode. Let's decode artificial intelligence and our future with Vijender. Hey Vijender, welcome to the podcast.
Hi Kirtana, thanks for having me.
You left a stable, high-paying job. What triggered that decision?
Yeah, I worked for about 20 years in the IT sector, right? And my last stint was as the director of engineering and data science at High Radius. That's when I started thinking that AI is going to be big. There's going to be a lot more that we can build. And I thought, I should use all my knowledge and experience to do something bigger. That's when I took the plunge. And ever since, I think I made the right move.
Oh, okay. So how did Alumnx AI Labs start? What big problem were you trying to solve?
Yeah, so initially Alumnx, we started as an alumni networking platform where we were working with various colleges, their students and working professionals. And during that journey, I felt that, while interacting with startups, which were who were some of the alumni of these colleges, I felt that there was a genuine skill gap between what these startups were looking for in terms of AI skills versus what these working professionals and students were having. So that's the single problem we set out to solve in terms of upskilling them and making sure that startups get the right talent and working professionals are able to find good jobs.
That seems like right on dot because professionals today, I don't think they're learning the AI right way. So how are you solving that problem? And do you think professionals are learning the AI right way?
I feel that today most of the working professional students believe that they can learn from ChatGPT. They just go to ChatGPT, ask some project and whatever it gives, they copy verbatim and they believe that they know AI.
Correct.
So when they go and appear in interviews, founders or the companies reject them straight up front because they lack the depth. So the biggest gap that I see today is that ChatGPT can help you solve problems, but it doesn't give you the fundamentals which you need to know so that you can formulate problems clearly and also solve them using the right set of tools. So depth of knowledge is something that's clearly missing in students and working professionals, which they should fill by working on some real world projects.
Okay. I know you have worked with a lot of professionals, a lot of students during last couple of years. We know there are lots of tools today, a lot of AI companies, and AI is everywhere. What's actually worth learning for a professional today?
Correct. I feel the biggest skill that is valued today is problem solving, right? If I may say. The reason I'm saying that is because coding is no longer a differentiator, right? Organizations don't care whether you can code. Organizations care whether you can build applications by solving problems. Can you understand a problem? Can you formulate a solution? Can you convince the stakeholders that this is the right solution and end up building it with the right set of skills and tools in the best possible manner.
Okay.
With the least cost and highly scalable manner. So that's what organizations are looking for. So the most important thing that working professionals and students need to focus on today is to make sure that they are learning the basics and also applying them to build real world projects and take them all the way to deployment. And also understand what are the challenges involved when you deploy an application and release it to your customers or clients. So I think that's the part which is missing today. And I think if students and working professionals address that, I think they should be job ready.
Okay. So with this, I get a gist of what Alumnx AI Labs is doing in the industry. But can you elaborate on what you do differently that other players in the market don't?
Yeah. So primarily my philosophy is that, if I were to hire a driver and I get two candidates to me, right? One of them says they read the entire user manual and came, right, as to how the car works versus the other one who's uneducated but has driven a car for a year. The decision is obvious.
Yeah.
It's the same philosophy, right? Someone who has been there, done that is someone whom I value irrespective of how many years of experience the person has. So that's my core philosophy. So that's why at Alumnx AI Labs, we make people learn the basics and work on 6 projects, every single one of them. And that I believe is gold because when you actually start working on something and building it, you start realizing the pain, the problems, the challenges that go into building the applications. And that's the exact skill that startups are looking for or organizations are looking for. People who got their hands dirty and people who are ready to come to my organization and work from day one rather than expecting me to train them and spoon feeding them, right? So the central philosophy of Alumnx AI Labs is give them the basics, make them do the dirty work, the real work, and get ready for the industry.
Okay. With this, and then with seeing the industry for more than 2 decades, what do you see are the most important AI skills one should learn?
So the AI arena, if you look at it, is rapidly changing.
Yes.
Correct? You have so many new tools, so many new technologies coming up all the time. But if you look at the central underlying ethos, right, there are 4 broad pillars. One is classic ML, second is neural networks and deep learning, third one is RAG, or retrieval augmented generation, and fourth one is AI agents, right? So what someone who is serious about pursuing a career in this space should be looking for is having a good exposure or experience in all these 4 pillars.
Yes.
Right? So end of the day, again, actual depth where you need to go in these pillars depends on what you want to specialize in, right? For example, if you want to be an AI applications engineer or an application developer, you need to focus on building AI agents, RAG, and high-level basics of deep learning and neural networks. But if you are an AI modeler or a data scientist who's working on building models, then you should be getting into deep learning and neural networks, fine-tuning, LoRa, QLoRa, quantization, and all that stuff. So the depth where you need to go depends on what kind of specialization you're looking at. But at a high level, these are the 4 pillars which are central, and literally everything in AI today comes under these, right? You talk about MCP, you talk about agents, anything comes under these 4 pillars. Now, they will be, give or take, new technology like OpenClaw will come up, then NemoClaw will come from NVIDIA.
Yeah.
All that will happen.
Yes.
But the point is that you need to have the basics strong to be able to identify the noise from the actual stuff that's going on out there.
Exactly.
Correct. So you shouldn't be worried about the thousands of tools and technologies coming out. You should be having that clarity to figure out what's relevant to you versus what is noise.
That's a brilliant answer. And then you spoke about a lot of things. So as an impactful player in the market, do you think AI is going to kill jobs or create jobs?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. And I keep getting it all the time. So I will be lying if I say that it's not going to impact jobs, right? It's going to be there. But AI will cause fewer number of people to do the same amount of work.
Got
It's
it.
definitely there. But the point is, AI will introduce a new set of skills in the market, and working professionals who are ready for them can definitely make the most out of it. The other thing about AI which goes unnoticed is that it's not always about coding. AI is now opening opportunities in various sectors, right? Like agriculture, like
Right.
supply chain,
Right.
where organizations are building new applications where
Right.
AI can be leveraged to do a better job, to improve customer experience, for example. So these new applications will require developers, right?
True.
And if you are someone who is well versed with the latest and greatest in AI, and like I said, the 4 pillars, you're well versed with them, you can very well get an opportunity in this booming market that's going to come up soon. We're already seeing most of the, if you check LinkedIn or any of the job feeds, you'll see that there's a surge in demand for data scientists and AI engineers, data modelers, and that's going to be there.
Okay.
So basically, it's going to be a paradigm shift in terms of the kind of work that people are going to do. Now, traditionally, if you were a MERN-stack developer, there were hundreds of MERN-stack developer jobs.
Yes.
Now there will be less, but you will have to probably shift to something more niche. You should not just be a MERN-stack developer. You should also work on AI skills, know how to do white coding, and that's what is going to be a differentiator.
Okay. So how can professionals stand out in this AI-driven job market?
So the most important thing, like I said, in this job market is a couple of things. One is having your basics right, build the right set of projects, and put your resume out there. And the other thing is also building your problem-solving skills and communication skills.
Right.
So what I see is a lot of professionals are still in that old-fashioned manner where they feel that if I do my development, I'm good. That's no longer sufficient.
Yeah.
You have to be able to talk to people, convince them why your idea is the best.
Correct.
Right? And then apply all the knowledge in solving a problem. Because like I said, coding is not a differentiator anymore. It's about how you formulate a problem and solve it. Now, the other thing that often goes unnoticed is networking, right? It's also important to network and connect with like-minded individuals. So in fact, we have a program called the AI for Senior Leaders program, which we are doing, where we are saying that, it's important to learn the basics. You also can apply them for solving real-world problems. And we also have networking opportunities over weekends where people can come and connect.
Wow.
Right?
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I want people to come and talk to other people, see what's going on in their industries, what are kind of opportunities out there. Because when opportunities are scarce, it's important to be aware of where the right opportunities are and grab them early on.
Correct. You're right. So that reminds me of a question where people are finding it very difficult to find jobs. At the same time, companies are struggling to find the right talent. Where is the gap, and how is this gap going to get reduced in future?
See, like I said, a lot of working professionals and students think ChatGPT can teach them everything. That depth is the solution, right? If someone is really serious about getting a job in AI as an AI engineer or a data modeler, what is essential is to work on real world problems and solve them, right? And this I feel is the single differentiator that's going to help them stand out. And of course, like I said, you need to network, attend social events, and see where the opportunities are. And I think that's going to help.
So mainly you get your hands dirty, and that's where you see the world turning towards you, right?
Absolutely. You should be a problem solver. I think if there's one thing that I would like to call out is problem solving is the number one underrated skill today's market.
Very true. Very true. And how is Alumnx AI Lab helping people improve that problem solving skill?
So like I said, we help people as part of our AI upskilling program. We have people joining us who are range from freshers to CXOs with 20 plus years of experience.
Wow.
And what we do is we make them go through a 12-week program where they'll learn the basics and also work on 6 projects all the way till deployment.
Wow.
And during the course of this, we have something called the Coding Saturdays initiative. Every Saturday we all connect.
Okay.
And we all of us build applications.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, yeah. So my goal is to make sure you get your hands dirty and go through that process of actually building it, whereby you are that professional who can build the right solution for my use case if I were to hire you. And that's the kind of a skill that is gold today.
Yes, very true.
Say, right?
Very true.
And I believe that I've seen results. I have placed recently one of our cohort participants. She's been placed as a Gen AI architect.
Wow.
Yes. So people are thinking it's niche, it's very new, but there are opportunities going up in that space. And whether you're a fresher or a senior, you have opportunities out there. I'll give another example. Recently, I placed one person from my team, and you can check my LinkedIn as well. I have, he was an army cadet, right?
Oh.
He came from the army and he was looking for a job.
No tech background.
No tech background. So, of course, he was an engineer before going to the army. And then there was that career gap because he went to the army.
Yeah.
His name is Vishal Pund, and he happens to be on my LinkedIn post as well. And he was saying that, he's passionate about it and he wants to get a job in the space, but nobody was shortlisting him. So that's when I upskilled him and he got a job in a company called AI Labs.
Wow.
And, it's one of our great success stories. So anybody can get a job if they have the right skill, intent, and enthusiasm to kind of upskill and do the real deal. And I'll also tell something interesting about him. He worked on a very niche skill called quantization and all the fine tuning part of it, right?
Wow, looks too technical.
Yeah, so he was really into it, and that startup was really looking for someone like that skill, and that really helped him nail it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay. What is the one advice that you can give to our viewers?
I would say, while it sounds scary at times, this is perhaps the best time to be in tech right now.
Okay.
Because things are moving so fast, the opportunities to build are enormous. AI is exploring so many opportunities out there that if you have the right skills and you can find the right opportunity, you can really make it big. Why I'm saying is because we are working on AgriGPT, which is a product for Indian farmers, and we are excited about the possibilities it's unlocking.
Wow, okay.
And I'm sure there are many other use cases out there which people can solve.
Yes.
And I would suggest to your viewers, don't just depend on getting a job. Focus on building something new.
Okay.
Whatever is available with all the tools out there. And I'm sure that we can have the next ChatGPT out here from India.
Sounds good.
So I'll just talk about something interesting we have been doing recently. Like when I say that we can build interesting stuff, we've actually been working on building a vector database, just like Pinecone or ChromaDB. Right here within Alumnx AI Labs through our cohort participants. So we want to build that vector database right from scratch up by applying the fundamentals. And I'm not talking about PhD graduates, just people who have been in my cohort, who have been understanding the basics. They are working on it and building it, and it will be out sometime soon.
Oh, interesting. Looking forward for that. Thank you so much for your time, Vijender. This podcast was really interesting and impactful. We have a lot of information shared across. I will give all the links in the description below.